You can't run from me. Oh, you can. You keep surprising me.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 voice acting performances that were short but iconic.
Duke, meet Woody. Woody, meet...
Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman.
For this list, we'll be looking at characters who didn't get a lot of screen time, but still left a major mark on their movie thanks to an incredible vocal performance. Which minor character captured your imagination after just a few minutes on screen? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Michael Keaton as Ken, Toy Story 3. You might know him better as Batman, or even the MCU's Vulture, and he probably doesn't seem like an obvious choice to play Barbie's dreamy male counterpart.
I'm Ken.
Barbie? Have we ever met?
I would have remembered. Love your leg warmers.
Yet Keaton perfectly captured the fashion-obsessed boy toy's charm. Ken might not be the smartest toy in the box, but he has a wardrobe and dream house that are to die for.
Groovy formal collection, yes!
What a shame.
Oh, no! There's an instruction manual! Lotso switch buzz the demo mode!
Though he starts out on the wrong side of the metaphorical toy aisle at Sunnyside Daycare, his love for Barbie convinces him to do the right thing. After all, they were made for each other, and every second of Keaton's delivery proves it.
Don't do this, Lotso!
She's a Barbie doll, Ken. There's 100 million just like her.
Not to me, there's not.
Number 9. Orson Welles as Unicron, The Transformers, the movie. Let's be honest, every time Orson Welles shows up, it's iconic. Recording in one sitting just 5 days before his death in October 1985, this Transformers flick was among Welles' final movie parts.
I am Unicron. Show yourself. I have summoned you here for a purpose.
Despite reportedly being quite weak at the time of recording, Welles brings an incredible sense of gravitas to the character. This was important since Unicron is the size of a planet and makes even the Transformers seem puny by comparison.
And Ultra Magnus lives on the planet of junk. Stalk him, tear him apart, and destroy the Matrix.
The beloved film has earned the status of cult classic in the decades since its release. That means that, like many of Welles' characters, Unicron will hopefully live on in fans' hearts for generations to come.
For a time, I considered sparing your wretched little planet Cybertron. But now, we shall witness its dismemberment.
Number 8. Betty Lou Gerson as Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatians. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. It takes a special type of villain to harm puppies.
Anita, darling! How are you? Miserable, darling, as usual, perfectly wretched. Where are they? Where are they?
Though Cruella appears in countless Disney media, including sequels, reboots, and spin-offs, it was Gerson's devilish vocal performance that first brought her to life on the silver screen. Since she's arguably the most memorable part of the 1961 film, you might be surprised to learn that she's only on screen for about 8.5 minutes.
Well, now, what have we here? Well, so they thought they could outwit Cruella.
But that's long enough to terrify any impressionable young viewers in the audience, and to leave her mark on Disney history.
The world was such a wholesome place until Cruella de Vil.
Number 7. Jermaine Clement as Tamatoa, Moana. Maui must get his magic hook from Lalotai, the realm of monsters, in order to regain his powers as a demigod.
What have we here? It's a sparkly, shiny... Wait a minute. Oh, it's a human.
Unfortunately, the hook is in the possession of a giant coconut crab who loves shiny things and has no interest in giving it up. Anyone familiar with Clement's distinctive voice probably recognized him pretty quickly as Tamatoa, especially once he started singing.
Shiny like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Scrub the deck and make it look shiny. I will sparkle like a wealthy woman's neck.
In between bragging about himself and taunting Maui, The wild crab spends most of his time on screen singing his signature song, which, by the way, is a bop. Clement took a relatively minor character and made him nothing short of memorable.
Ever seen someone so shiny? Soak it in, cause it's the last you'll ever see. Say la vie, mon ami, I'm so shiny.
Number 6. Christopher Walken as King Louie, The Jungle Book. While Louie Prima's performance was one of the catchiest parts of the original 1967 movie, this version of King Louie is no ordinary orangutan.
What part of the jungle?
The south, I guess?
Southern jungle. See any? Beautiful. I hear. I'd never been there myself.
In fact, he's not technically an orangutan at all. He's a gigantopithecus who rules over every monkey in the jungle. Walken's take on the character also turns him into sort of a mob boss.
Kid, I got ears. My ears got ears. You want to live here? You need a people to protect you.
He has ears in every part of the jungle, and he offers Mowgli protection, for a price. He's not on screen much at all, but like many of Walken's characters, he's both funny and menacing, making his limited minutes of screen time unforgettable.
Oh, how magnificent it would be! A gigantopithecus like me could learn to do like you humans do.
Number 5. Alan Tudyk as K2SO, Row 1, A Star Wars Story. K2SO is an Imperial droid who's been reprogrammed to be useful to the Rebellion.
Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist.
But he's not always enthusiastic about his job. The brilliantly talented Tudyk provides both the voice and the motion capture for this oversized droid. Even though he has no facial expressions, K2SO still manages to convey an incredible amount of emotion thanks to Tudyk's vocal performance and body language.
Where are you taking these prisoners?
These are prisoners.
Yes, where are you taking them?
I am taking them to imprison them in prison.
His snarky demeanor and dry wit also give some much-needed comic relief to a film that is, at times, quite dark. The droids are often the most lovable characters in any Star Wars story, and K2SO is no exception.
I thought I told you to stay on the ship.
You did, but I thought it was boring and you were in trouble. There are a lot of explosions for two people blending in.
Freeze! Right there!
Number 4. Frank Oz as Yoda, Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Speaking of beloved Star Wars characters, Yoda is such an integral part of the Star Wars universe, it's easy to forget that back in 1980, he was just a mysterious green swamp dweller with a funny voice and surprising force powers.
Adventure. Excitement. A Jedi craves not these things.
In his first film appearance, he only had roughly 13 minutes of screen time. But thanks to Oz's legendary performance, he manages to make just about every line iconic.
It's too big. Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you?
A prolific voice actor and puppeteer, Oz brought Yoda to life in numerous Star Wars projects. But it all started with just a few scenes in the swamp of Dagobah.
You must feel the force around you. Here, between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere.
Number 3. Owen Wilson is Coach Skip, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Although this albino river otter only appears in one quick clip, he leaves quite the mark on the film. He coaches Whack-Bat, and he explains the bewildering rules to the new student Christopherson in characteristically whimsical Wes Anderson style.
The Whack-Batter tries to hit the cedar stick off the cross rock. Then the twig runners dash back and forth until the pine cone burns out and the umpire calls hotbox. Finally, at the end, you count up however many score downs it adds up to and divide that by 9.
Got it.
Coach Skip serves as yet another reminder to Ash that the young fox has a lot to live up to. Owen Wilson's performance makes an impression, ensuring we don't miss the significance of the moment.
Yeah! Woo! That's the first time this kid's ever swung a whack-bat? He really is your father's nephew, isn't he?
Not by blood.
No?
He's from my mother's side.
Oh, yeah.
Skip isn't the only unusual character who made an extremely brief but memorable appearance in this movie either.
Look at you, girl. You're still as fine looking as a creme brulee.
Willem Dafoe's cider-loving, knife-wielding rat shows up just long enough to make a pass at Felicity and get electrocuted by Mr. Fox. Number 2. Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom, Toy Story 4. This melodramatic Canadian toy has some self-esteem issues. After he couldn't live up to his TV commercial's lofty promises, his kid Regent abandoned him and he's been traumatized ever since.
It's a commercial. It's not real. Regent threw me away. It's not fair. Why, Regent? Why?
During his few short scenes, he goes through a range of emotions: sadness, bravado, fear, and courage.
Who's the greatest of the great white north?
Kaboom!
Who's the most spectacular daredevil Canada has ever seen?
Duke Kaboom!
Can you do the jump?
Yes, I Canada!
Ever the consummate professional, Reeves put his whole heart into the performance of this silly but lovable little motorcycle man. He gives depth to a character that might otherwise have been nothing more than a quick punchline. No wonder Duke Kaboom stuck with us long after the credits rolled.
This is for you, Regent. Kaboom.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Brad Bird as Edna Mode, The Incredibles. In many franchises, superheroes have to create their own supersuits, but The Incredibles have genius fashion designer Edna Mode.
You want to make me a suit?
You push too hard, darling, but I accept. It will be bold. Dramatic, heroic.
Many have theorized that Edna was inspired by the real-life celebrated costume designer Edith Head, although writer-director Brad Bird reportedly insists she wasn't modeled solely on any one individual. Interestingly, it was reportedly difficult to find someone who could nail Edna's speech patterns. Although Lily Tomlin was offered the part, she turned it down, feeling that Bird's performance was more humorous.
Your sword can stretch as far as you can without injuring yourself, and still retain its shape. Virtually indestructible. It breathes like Egyptian cotton.
We'd never slander the great Tomlin, but in this case, we think she made the right call. There's just something so magical about how Bird takes the technically minor character of Edna and makes her a scene stealer in both The Incredibles and its sequel.
I'm sure filling in for Helen is challenging and you are very tired and the other children need you and miss you and you must go to them. Auntie Edna will take care of everything, so drive safely and goodbye. I enjoy our visits.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.